Good morning, my friend. I come here again. Outside, sun is rising in the morning. Can see the water. So I'm here in the nature. I am here in this quiet suburb of Sydney, Australia, and we can share my story. We can share my whatever we want to share with you. Today, I want to talk about my friends, my brothers, my sisters. We have our belief as African. And as we grow, as with this technology, as we have this freedom and to talk and to have our view, and this is what I'm bringing today. My friend, today I'm bringing this story. I've been telling you that you are God. But I want to ask you, when I say you are God, what do you think? What do you believe when I say you are God? And that is the question. And I want to ask you, what our ancestors were believing before the other community came. What the name of our ancestors had before the other community brought to our culture. And this is what I want to share. This is what we have to go back as community, as Africans. African, we have to go back. Why did we reject our ancestors' names? Why did we reject our belief? Do we even know the story, how our ancestors believe? Is it anywhere which been shared? Do we know how power it was to be? Do you know what they were doing it to believe and to pray their God? How they worship their God? We lost that. We lost complete that what our ancestors had. Why? Because somebody brought fear in our mind. Somebody brought fear and changed what was our ancestors. The fear, it made us to be divided. The fear is a part of religious, which is you have to belong to this one and somebody has to belong to this one. I can tell you every day, this fear is so powerful. An African Muslim, children, he will be easily to kill an African Christian without question about that, because that fear. The way the fear is going to end, the fear is going to end by knowing that we are God. The reason the religious made us to fear to be God. Why? Because when you are God, you are empower yourself. When you are God, you believe in yourself. When you are God, you have faith in yourself. And that is the difference. That is what a white man has taken from us. It was taken away from our mind. Always to start believing somebody else. And you don't believe in yourself. We don't believe who we are. We don't believe that the power is within us. The power to do, to be, to have what you desire, it's in our mind. That is what a white man has taken from us. That was a man has taken away from our children. He has taken away our name. He has taken away our belief. And he has taken away the power to believe in ourselves. That is the key. That is the issue we have. If you go back, you see, we are not going to argue. Let's look out my kids, my children. We are discussing these things, everything every day. We are discussing about who believe Jesus, who they just was, what everything there we discuss, what we have learned. Always what we are discussing what we have been taught by religious. We are discussing what will be taught by missionaries, but we don't know. We don't sit down to talk about how our ancestors believed, how our ancestors lived. We discuss about it, how their life was, how they are naming their children. It was right or is wrong before they change, and why they change, and why they believe is not there, is not something to talk. But whatever we are discussing what other community has taught us, what missionary has taught us. To tell you are God is to give you power, is to make sure you believe in yourself. You believe in you, and you have faith in yourself. And other community has that. Only as African is what we lost it. These are the things I'm going to tell my children. I'm going to tell each individual who want to listen, not arguing. They have put the fear in our mind. My friend, our mind is so powerful. And because of this message for me to tell you is God, you have been installed by fear, by a white man, not to mention that you are God, not to have that power in yourself. His fear is in you, his fear is in your mind. And what you're doing it, you are hanging me in your mind. You are hanging me in the cross because somebody has told you you can't call yourself God. You can't call yourself Jesus. Why? Look all this creation. Look, the sun is rising. Is God to care if I call myself God? Is God to worry about how life is when I say you are God? I want you to start thinking about it. I'm telling you why I'm calling you God. I'm not telling you are God who created the water. I'm not telling you are God who created the sun. No. I'm not telling you a God who created the land. No, that is why I'm here. I'm here in this air, and this is the air of God. And I want God to mention you. And I want to mention for each of us individual. The change had to come from us. The fear have to come from us. The why a white man has a teachers, you can't call yourself God, to us is just to put fear in our mind. It's just to divide our mind. And that is what the purpose of this fear to be God. Because when you believe you're God, you have power within yourself. Taste it, you see how power you're going to have in yourself. And this is the change we want to bring to our children. This is the change we want to do, to have and to be what do we desire within our own mind. The reason we can't get it, we are still begging. We are still every morning kneel down to beg what God has already given to us. He already given sun, water, the land. But we are still kneel down begging him. Pray to God is for African is to beg. But God is not somebody to beg. Somebody has given his everything. Why other community they already have what they desire? It's because they believe themselves. It's because they know they have power within themselves. And that is the key. That is the secret a white man has put in our mind. That is how he made us not to compete, because always we are fear. We are fear to stand, to get what we desire. We have to beg every single day. Every child to go in exam, he has to have fear. He has to beg instead to go with his mind, instead to go to believe himself, instead to go to know he is God, to do what he has to do. To be God is have to have power within yourself, to respect other people, to live your life, to have your freedom with your mind. There is nothing else we have. Only freedom we got to have as the children of God, as an African, as each individual in the world, only the freedom you have is to think what is in your mind and to have. That is only we have. No one is going to mention it. No one is going to interfere it. No one is going to know what is in your mind every day. But when there's distraction of the fear of begging in you, we lose a lot. Our children lose a lot. My friend, you agree with me? We lose our identity. We have inferiority complex walking on the street, walking everywhere, because we lost who we are. We lost the power of ourselves. You look at the community, the other community, they have taken what the ancestors has built with them. And what ancestors have given to them is what the God has given to each. Each community have their own belief, they have their own way, names, everything's like each of us. They protected their own belief, they protected their own names. But as we never protected it, we lost it. And that is why we still don't belong, know where we belong. It's the why our children, they don't know where they belong. That's why our children always they have in trouble, because they are here and there. We lose that the sense to believe. This is what I want to bring in our children's mind. First of all, my brother, my sister, remove the fear. Remove the fear not to be called God. Because that is who we are. Each individual in this world, in his mind, it's God, it's powerful. Believe it without fear. Believe it without having any other issue there. Believe it is our Father, it's our Father, like everyone else. I and my Father one. That's what it means. Let our children have to believe in themselves. And how to do it? How we go to change it? Is to take back our identity. Each African has to have his own name. The names belong to ancestors. The names belongs to our people, our tribe, where you belong to. The name which represent you, the name which representing your culture. And that is give you back your identity. That is giving you back the power to be who you are. And to believe that you are God. You'll be free from fear. You'll be free from anything you got to have to be there. My friend, this change had to come by individual. One by one. Individual to the family. Family to the community. Community to the society. Society to the people and the nation. That is the change is going to come. What the change? You as African believe the power is within you. The power of God is within in your mind. You have what you have. You have what you want to have. You have what you want to be. Is within you. Is within your mind. Is the powerful. This is the change we want to share. This is the change we want to bring to our children's mind. My friend, let's we forget fear. Let's we discuss. Let's we talk how our ancestors named their children. How our ancestors believe. Why did we change it? Why somebody changed it? Think that question. And you found the answer. Every answer is with your mind. Guys, thank you. Thank you for to share these things there. And that's how we grow. We grow by sharing. We are discussing, no arguing. Keep following me to my YouTube channel, the Rubasha Family Podcast, and also at N Rubasha. Thank you and have a nice day.